Hello everyone. If you saw my video the other day, I made comment that my gold-plated silver bar was hidden, gone. Couldn't find it in my safe. Well, mystery is solved and the bar is found. Now, the safe I have has an inside hinge, of course, and there's a little pocket just big enough where this can slide in underneath it. And it's very, very hard to really notice. You can't see it because it's in the corner. So it kind of held this underneath it. I don't know, it's got slid in there right underneath the hinge part. I took everything out of the bottom of the safe and still didn't see it. Started feeling around, then I felt under the hinge part, it's got a small pocket. And that's where this had gotten slid. But it is now found. It's America the Beautiful. Someone tried to acid bath off some of this gold, silver, and it's 24 karat plated, and it's the Everglades. This is an American alligator. Yeah. If you got a safe like mine, it's got where the door closes, it's got a little rim, but in the corner where the hinge is, there's a little pocket there. It's very small and very tight. This just wide enough for this to slide cleanly in, so that's where it ended up. It's kind of funny. But anyway, how you doing, HE Stacker? Good to see you out and about. We'll show your stickers for anybody who's looking. This, I don't think it says a mint on it. Talks about the mystical Everglades. They cover 5,000 square miles of southern Florida. Vast freshwater marshes. Marsh is abundant with subtropical wildlife and lush vegetation. It says America the Beautiful, and then it just says 1 troy ounce fine silver, and then 74 PHM, which I don't know what that means. This says HM on the side, or 24 karat EGP, electro gold plated. And then it has a serial number 0975, so maybe they're a limited number. But there's no mint on this unless HM means the mint, because right there it says HM right underneath that tip of Texas. But anyway, happy that I found it, and you couldn't see it in the safe, so I was worried that it ended up disappearing. But since you're here, we'll go ahead and show your other. Thanks, Tom's Coins, and I thank you for sending me this. And somebody else has one that looks like this. Apparently, it's a magnet, they said. Mine's just a sticker, and then you sent this. Well, actually, this one was sent to New Silver Stacker, and he sent it to me to nominate me for your giveaway. And I made a guess on your bag, and I was a little over, but that happens. Only got one thing for the treasure chest challenge this weekend, and it wasn't this one, probably, because I've got a lot of them in here, but there's a couple more standing liberties. Dateless. This one's really worn. But anyway, You held that bag up in your one video, which is pretty cool. This looks like about a comparable amount of silver to what you had in your bag. And this is my treasure chest challenge, the second bag. Because the first bag got so heavy and thick with silver. And this is like 2 handfuls pretty much in this. That the bag over here started springing a little bit of a hole. Enough that a little bit more, and then it might have been dripping coins out of it. Clean, clean. But like that, this is the total face of all the coins in my treasure chest right now. I have a video going live later this week that shows this, but since I'm doing the live stream and I'm having a little fun talking about silver and stuff, I'm just going to go ahead and show it. Yeah, it is a nice pile, actually. There's a lot of these in here. Quite a few of these. I sent one of these to this guy because he said he didn't have one, in one of my chats on the live chat. And when he sent me his sticker, I sent him a little care package back and it had one of these in it. There are JFKs in here. Not very many. I've only been able to find a total of 5 of them this year. That might be in the other bag. Maybe. I mean, when there's only 5 and there's over probably close to $25 worth of halves in this, finding them ain't going to be easy. But I got barber quarters, standing liberties. There's a couple more dateless ones. At Washington's, Mercury dimes. There's probably $15 of Mercury dimes in this, or somewhere in that neighborhood. Might not be that much, but I'll just set that down there. Oh yeah, saw some bag of Morgan dollars today. They were polished, a few of them, like this has been polished, and it looked about the same shininess. Don't want to do that to your coins. One of the kickers on it was one of the Morgans. I took them out and was looking at them. It's an 1884S, which, if it's in mint state, that is, the 1884S, the mint dumped them all out into circulation. Almost none of them existed in mint state, or survived, I should say. And it's over $100,000. Oh, there's a JFK. This is a D, 64D. Very, very popular coin for the stackers. This whole year, when I was doing this, I've found a grand total of 5 of these that I could buy. Because other times I saw some, they were spoken for. Someone was coming to buy them, and I couldn't buy them. But 5. Now I've got probably nearly $10 of walkers in here, and I think it's like $8 worth of these. It's over $20 in halves, including this pile right here, which is $9.75. We'll show the Holy Morgans. You can kind of read right through. Now this particular one, when I bought it about a month and a half ago, $18. Someone's going to throw down a Morgan dollar with a hole drilled in it for $18. It's going to get picked up. And after this challenge is long done and over with, I'm going to keep these. At least this one's got a smaller hole in it. At least the Morgan and Peace dollars, plus these. Couple barber halves. Well, these aren't as important, but I'm going to keep this JFK here That's the most worn out JFK coin I've ever seen. That's a 64D. I can tell because there's a D mint mark still on it, barely. I'm going to keep that one for sure. I'm going to keep this seated Liberty quarter that's totally slicked out, and probably end up keeping the barber halves. Now the rest of this, pretty much the rest of this is stuff that I feel I could take to a coin shop and bargain with and trade this stuff for a better Morgan date, more of a key date, better condition, maybe some graded stuff. Because most got, a lot of coin shops probably pay you at least $750 for these. Matter of fact, even this polished one, I was there when it got bought. The owner said he'd pay $750 for it, and I made an offer and bought him this and a. Well, there's a walker in here that's polished even more than this is, more shiny, but probably impossible to find. I made an offer and the guy accepted. He said, "Hey, we made money and stuff," so he wasn't at all disappointed to sell it. But then we'll talk about this. This thing is a Caribbean territories, British coin, 25 cents, 65. Now, I don't know if they ever made these in silver for the Caribbean islands. They probably made something. But I love the selling ship design on this one's pretty neat. I like selling ship design coins anyway. And then this is a one from Portugal. It's 50 escados, I guess. It's Portuguese. It's got this symbol. Almost a lot of Portuguese coins have that symbol on it. The three looks like die or five dice. It looks like all on fives. I haven't researched to see what the significance is, but this side looks like a Viking ship. Yeah, what do you think about this one? It was in a world coin box. My dealer's got a monster box full of coins like this. A lot of these pesos, which aren't silver, but this one, it doesn't look hardly circulated at all, and I kind of like this design. I like Mexican coins to begin with the eagle eating the snake on the back of them. So I've got a lot of these in that world coin box, the nautical box, and technically these are for it too. Oh, yeah, you've probably seen the Portuguese one here. It's I think a Portuguese man of war ship. It's not a real big one, but one mast it looks like. But it's a neat coin. It's 2.5, and it's in pretty good shape. So I kind of kept it out of the box. When you see that crest of arms or whatever that's supposed to be, it's a neat coin. I've got several of the 2 and a few of the 5s in the box. But yeah, this adventure of trying to fill this treasure chest right here, this map theme. The inside of this box is about 4x4 and 2.5 deep, 2.5 inches. So it holds quite a bit. Now, so far, when I put it in and looked at it, doesn't look like the bottom of the chest is breaking or nothing. But like I said, the whole purpose of doing this live stream was to announce that I found this. And it was tucked in the safe underneath the hinge, which I'm changing how I store stuff in my safe. I had a bunch of this and a few Morgans loose, this stack all loose, plus a whole bunch of the 1 ounce silver coins, the Britannia, some Buffaloes, American Silver Eagle, Krugerrand, Philharmonic, all that stuff. So I put it in the like a Tupperware dish to kind of keep it from sliding underneath that corner. And then I'm gonna, put all this stuff back up in it. Now, I'm not keeping a bag of silver in it. I could. Technically, this bag of silver might have more worth in the entire bag than what most of the stuff in my thing is. I've got about, I want to say, 21-ounce coins at 20 something dollars a piece. That's $500-600. When you add up this, you come up with 84.50 face. You're talking a lot. Well, we can do the math. I make calculators for eight total dollar coins. I'm just going to put 0.77 instead of adding the extra because a couple of these are heavily worn out and that a couple of them have holes in them. So that equals 6.16 ounces. Did I do that right? Yeah. All right. And then that leaves, you take $8 off that, you're talking 76.5 times 1.4, which is, oh, that ain't right. What did I do wrong? It's not times. Silly me. 76.5 divided by 1.4. Yeah, 54. That sounds more reasonable. And I come up with 60.8 ounces of silver, which is a considerable amount more silver than 21-ounce rounds. And a few other things I got in there. Technically, well, this is as much treasure as all that is, for the most part. But let's start throwing these back in the bag. I didn't realize I had 60 ounces of junk silver in this treasure chest. So I knew it was getting up there, but I didn't know it was that much. Now, for those who don't know, silver is done in troy ounces, so you divide this by 12, which is 1 troy pound. We're talking 5 pounds of silver. 5 troy pounds, that is. Well, that's quite a bit. It's more than a couple kilos, actually, because they're 2.2 pounds. So that's how much silver I got in this treasure chest challenge. It's all been bought this year, too. Every one of these coins, this bag, the other bag, which doesn't have as much in it, and this entire pile right here with the Morgan and Peace dollars was all bought this year. Most of it was bought right around 20x or so, maybe 22x, except for the dollar ones. Obviously, some of them were more, but I think I paid $10.50 for this one or something like that. But I'll never really know because there's so many of them in there now. I couldn't even begin to guess. Oh God, that's heavy. But yeah, I definitely liked your giveaway, AG Stacker 1776. That was the way you did the video was great. Wearing the goggles and stuff, standing against in a darkened room against a but backlit window. That was creative. And the way you went about doing the giveaway was creative too. A lot of fun. And I haven't done any technical giveaways in a sense that where I, had a contest, but some of the people that this guy and you, I sent, little care packages to. I sent something to New Silver Stacker a couple, 3 different times actually, and I sent something to Bionic Boy 88. And anyway, what I'm getting at is New Silver Stacker promised me to send a sticker and maybe something else because I actually sent him a Carson City dime, of all things, to send someone in Huntsville, Alabama. Little little tag, if I can get a hold of it. This is the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. My brother, when he went on his Nashville trip, they went there. And a week or two after they went, I was talking to some people at a record store I go to, and this was sitting on their counter, and he said, if you want it, you can have it. So it's kind of funny that they went to Huntsville, and then I got this, but not by going to Huntsville, and they didn't bring it back. But anyway, the mystery has been solved, and it's been found. It's got its home back. I'm kind of happy that I found it. Kind of odd that where it went because it disappeared in the safe and stuff. So it's kind of odd. It's thick enough it should stand on its end, but on this towel it won't stand. You remember when New Silver Stacker got the Carson City dime? Yeah, he was kind of blown away. He said, "Wait a minute, what's this?" Because he looked at the front and saw it was a seated dime, but he didn't notice the Carson City part at first. He's like, "Wait, this is." Yeah, he was pretty excited at that point. And he should be. I mean, actually, I got another Carson City dime recently. It's got a dent in it. It was $8, and I'm like, you know what? I go to a coin shop, and he's got a Carson City dime, even if it's bent or a hole drilled in it, and it's $8. That to me, it's pretty much a no-brainer to buy that. And that stone's just neat. This one's kind of neat too, but it's not quite the same. It does the same kind of effect though, like kaleidoscope stuff, which I thought was kind of neat. Didn't know it would do it until I got one and started messing with it. And speaking of New Silver Stacker, when he did his live stream, I went to a jewelry store and asked them if they had any of these because I wanted something different for the thing because I was going to be a guest on it. And I wanted it right away, so I didn't have time to order it. They had one, and then the person said, well, I want a I think at $25 what she said first. I said, I don't really think it's worth $25. And she said, wait a second, I'll go ask and see if they'll accept plus. She came back and said 15. And I said, that's better. I knew I could get this one like this for about $8 plus shipping. By the time you add shipping, it would be about the same amount. So I was like, well, then I ordered this one from Amazon. It was late getting here, delayed. And so what they did was they refunded my shipping. So I ended up getting it for $8.50 or something. Turns out the jewelry guy I go to often to get my flattened out, worn out standing Liberty quarters from a lot. He had the exact same stone. It's glass, but I looked at it, it's exactly the same with the way the edge is smoothed out. This one's not smoothed out very much. And it's bigger than that one is, although they're about the same height. But anyway, I already went live earlier. Yeah, I wouldn't even quit. I wonder if I can get that out real quick and show it to you. That box. It's in this box. Alright, we'll pull it out and I'll show it to you. You tell me if you'd buy one for $8. Okay, it's a 76 Carson City. Originally they put $24 on it, but marked it out and put 8. And it says as is because there's a ding on it. Pretty good sized ding. Bent the coin. It's almost like someone took a nail punch and a hammer and did that. Kind of a shame too, because overall the details on this is pretty nice. If it didn't have that ding, $24 wouldn't have been out of the question for this, in my opinion. It's a Carson City dime. It's at least good, maybe very good. A lot of details left on it, but for $8, I wouldn't even question it, and I'm gonna put that up there because I agree. I go there and they got a coin like this for $8. I'm like, I'll buy it. I mean, I'll buy Carson City dimes if they're in, a couple years you can get them cheap because they made a lot of them. But some of the other years, they're not as cheap. But I have 2 other Carson City ones. This one I got at a coin show. It's kind of dark. But, I mean, the details that are on this coin compared to the other one I just shown is about the same. So, yeah. This is Carson City. And this one and that other one I just had out are about the same details. So, it could have been as much as $32. But this is the one. This is the one. It's got a lot of details left on it. Of course, you see the price there. And it's in remarkable shape considering a lot of this stuff went into circulation and stayed out in circulation for quite some time. But what I'm wanting to get, work these back in, pull some back out. You look at these two side by side. Look at this one. See the details on it. Let's get the light to hit it. They're both 76 ones. This one might actually, other than the dent, might actually be in better shape. It does appear like there's a little bit more details around through the body of the coin. And the back, I don't know. Sometimes these middle ones like this, they wear out in the middle a little. But anyway, I'm not going to buy that. Now, getting back into this, put these back in here where they were and show you the other type, Carson City one. Where is it? This says AG to G, so it's a bit worn. It is a 75. Now the difference between this one and the other ones were this one has the Carson City inside the reef. I want to get a better example than this one because it's a bit scratched up, compared to the other one. I mean, it's got scrape marks along the rim and stuff, but it's definitely a Carson City one. I've seen old mint ones like this where they put, maybe it wasn't seated, I don't remember, but they had the O inside the reef as well. So it ain't just Carson City they done them with. I'll work this back into the spot where it goes. Excuse me. Yeah, I agree. I agree there. Oh, how about this? Dates obliterated. It's but there's some there. This has got a hole drilled in it that someone filled. And if the light hits it just right, I think it's an 1850. I mean, I can see it with my plain eye. I don't know how well I can get it to come through, but that's definitely a 5 and a 0. It said no date, but there's partial date there. You can see the where the hole was drilled quite well on this side. It's kind of a shame. If it wasn't damaged like this isn't in real bad shape. But it's $2, and I'm gonna buy a seated Liberty dime for $2. That I don't care if it does have a hole in it. I'm going to buy it. So we'll look that back in and show you one of my oldest silver coins. It's kind of beat up, big scratch there. 1833. It's a bust dime, $19, and it doesn't say have the reef and say one dime on it quite the same. They had an eagle on the back of these. Don't know why they went with the reef on the seated, because the bigger coins have an eagle on the back like this one does. Similar. Let's go ahead and work this back in here. Pull out a quarter. Oh yeah. Well, not the quarter yet. I don't know, AG Stacker, if you've ever seen one of these before. It's 1875 S Mint 20-cent piece. Looks a lot like the quarters. It says, I don't know if I'll get the light to hit it right, but it says 20 cents. Very short-lived coin. This particular year, they made over 1 million of this mint. And yeah, well, see the price? 115. Now the coin dealer I bought it from, he had another one. It was over $500. It was a different mint. Might have been Philly. I don't remember what mint it was, but it's 500 something dollars. So it's like, but sometimes that if you're gonna buy a coin like that and they'll work with you, like, and by work I mean like let you lay it away and make payments. But that's one way to get a coin. This is the 1853 with arrows and in rays that lead out from the eagle behind it. It's a $quarter, kind of worn, $9. I'm gonna buy that if I see one like that. Yeah. Well, I I like my coins, and I've been buying coins for a long time. Let's see if I got a different quarter in here to show. There it is. Again, this is a GG 1876 Carson City and $45 price. And you'll see the Carson City underneath the eagle on this. If I can get the light to hit it right. Yeah, there you go. That's good. Should be able to tell that's on there. That was a nice one. Another end of the spectrum, though, this one. The coin I didn't even know I had. This one's so worn. The dates and the outline of the quarter and the outline of the stuff in the back is all that's left. But it is how I know this one is in 1866 or later because it has that ribbon. And I can see an S mint on this too. Although it's kind of beat up. There's an S. That was $4, that one. This one right here. It and a dime cost me $5 from the guy who's a jeweler, and he has coins too. This is probably the cheapest quarter I ever got, other than that worn out one, that is, of Seated Liberty. That's a nice one though. It's, a little worn, a little wear and tear, but it's probably seen circulation for years and years and years. I mean, you go back in time, if you could, and you stop someone on the street and say, "You got any quarters?" They pull a quarter like this out. Say it's 1877. They just went to the bank and got a brand new one. You tell them, "Yep, that quarter, if you don't circulate it and you have it like a family keepsake, 150 years from now, it's going to be worth hundreds, maybe thousands of dollars." They'll probably look you straight in the face and laugh because it's pocket change, and probably don't ever expect it to ever appreciate in value that much. Oh, yeah. Here's another one that's slightly damaged. Looks like someone hit it with, I don't know, maybe a screwdriver, straight edge, and a hammer, and hit it for some reason. Don't know. It's got a little chip on the rim there too, but you can see the bend as the light reflects off of it. $7. I'm like, I'll buy some Seated Liberty quarters for $7. I don't have a whole lot of them. Matter of fact, I only have 5 total quarters, and I have 3 halves. This is a 1843, says it's good. The 3 is tricky because it almost looks like the 5, but that little line is on the side where the 3 is. I can see it better with my eyes than I can see it on this screen, because the screen I get to work with on my phone is pretty small when I'm doing these. Here's an 1855 O. It's too bad the front isn't as distinct as the back, because if it was, this would be a better condition coin and probably be a higher price. And then the last one of the seated. Yeah, nice one, $65 coin. Although I think when I bought it, he took $5 off, just to be nice, I guess. And of course, this one's in the one type of holder that it's got sticky stuff on it, and you just peel off something, lay the coin down, take the other end, and flip it over and close it and press around, and then it's held, no staples. And some people like them. I like the fact that without staples, you don't have a chance of scraping your coins, although this one's been flattened, the staple. That's all you have to do is take, and this one's been flattened too. All you have to do is take a pair of pliers, show you. Ouch. Pull out one where it ain't been flattened. I'll just live show you how you flatten. All right. Well, that one, I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but that staple's round and up. So what we say you can do is take like this, and press with a pair of pliers like that. Now that's flat. This one's kind of flat. This one's rounded. You just don't want, if you got cutters, you don't want the cutters on the cardboard. You just carefully grab and flatten out the ticket. Then your 2-cent piece won't get staple scrapes on it from that. Now, that would be a lot of time to do and go through all my coins and flatten them out. Funny thing about these, Bought one, I think this one. What's going on? My screen's got something on it. Get rid of that. Anyway, bought this and thought I didn't have one. Went looking through some of my coins and ended up finding that I did. And I bought one, and it was even cheaper when I bought it. This one, the details on the back, if I can get the light to hit it just right, it says 2 cents, United States of America, in a wreath. That's a good sized coin. Let's see. A modern quarter, about the same size as a quarter, a modern quarter. I'll put both of them back before they get too mixed up. The half times. Oh, I see what I did. I kind of put these on the other side of the half times. And we'll go ahead and mark these back where they're supposed to be. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Flying Eagle cents. Coin dealer had another one today that was $28. Maybe not quite as nice as this one. So it's 1 cent. It's got a reef. If I can get the light to hit it just right. And then this one, which is a little bit better condition, a 57. $1, more legible. That's why it's a fine, very fine. This one's a fine, but could have bought another one of these today for $28, but I kind of passed. I'm saving my money for something specific. Put them back in here and look these back here where they were. While I'm streaming. Where'd that other one go? Oh, it's here. I'm like, where'd that other one go? All right, these barber dimes here. This one says it's fine. Got a lot of details left on it. It's a 1916. Real good detail on the back left. Not worn very much at all. 750 when I bought it. One of the nicer looking barbers I've ever seen, really. Except for this one. This 1909. Oh, it's to the point of being exceptional because most of these have been the O's down there. Most of these have been worn out so bad that they don't have any hardly any details. They're worn like a chip almost. Let's go back in the box a little further because there's something else I want to show. Probably cleaned barber quarter. Back of these is very busy. A lot of design stuff on it. Stars, the eagle, shield. Still neat. Let's see. Going all the way back here. Yeah. Oh, Standing Liberty. One of the best looking ones I have. Say you, or that's what he says. A lot of detail on this one. I can get it. The light to hit it just right. Not much wear at all on this. Ain't no wonder it's as expensive as it is or was. Because once these go from about fine to extra fine, the price starts jumping rapidly. And if you buy uncirculated ones that are graded, they're going to be 150 or more. There's a reasonably nice looking barber half. A lot of stuff on the back of these. This one's probably been cleaned. Someone wrote details, and I'm going to say it's been cleaned just or polished a little. But for $12, I'm not going to complain too much. We're going to go pretty far back. Once you get this old on these, it's harder to find uncirculated ones that look this nice. 41S. Most of the estimates from these up until about 1950 or so were a little bit lower mintages. I don't remember how many of these they made. Oh, the New Orleans Mint. Yeah, you visited the New Orleans Mint. I remember seeing the video. That was pretty cool. Of course, I say that, and then this one looks just about as good, and it was only $7, but it's a little bit newer. Go back here and bring out this coin. It's a 1907. It's got the shield and eagle on it. It's made for the Philippines. This is an S mint one. And it's a 1 peso. Philippines. It's got a volcano, anvil, a hammer, and some kind of Lady Liberty or something. 1 peso. Neat coin. I've only seen one other one for sale, and it was $15 when I saw it more recently. Of course, silver's up some. This is 80% silver, apparently. $11. Love this design, though. I want more of these badly. But I've only, seen a couple of them. But I do like that design. Anyway, we'll put that back and make a comment that the United States started making 90% silver proofs, and I've got quite a few of the halves and quarters and dimes of them because they don't generally price much different than regular 90%. Oh yeah, don't buy nickels that often. This particular 1883 one here, I can get the light to hit it just right. Doesn't have very much wear. It doesn't have the cents on the back, just the V. And some enterprising people back in the day saw that. So I wonder if we plate this in gold and try to spend it as a $5 gold piece, that people would be fooled. And that's where, hence the name Racketeer Nickel came from. Now, I did buy one of these nickels that somebody plated with gold. It's worn quite a bit, and it does say cents on the back. They gold plated this. And the gold plating on these is so thin it don't really add any value. And this coin is heavily worn. It's pretty flat. It's 1910, and I bought it for 90 cents, but somebody had $15 marked on it. Anybody that pays $15 for a gold-plated nickel like this needs to be slapped or something. It's not worth that much. Don't be fooled. Gold plating don't really add any value to these. Matter of fact, I think I have a $half in here that Walker that is plated in gold. I think. See if it is in here. That's a nice looking 64D. Uh, Pretty much uncirculated, but there's so many of these. 475 is what it was when I bought it. And the price of silver goes up and down. Oh, that's nice looking. I don't see the one thing I was looking for. It might not be in this box. I thought it was, but it might be in the other box. Anyway, this is a Panama Balboa, half Balboa, uncirculated, or at least AU. A lot of details left on it. It's 12 and a half, 90% silver and 12.5 grains. This back of this is a pretty neat looking shield, eagle on top. Um, this is 61. I don't remember what year these were no longer made in silver, but this is the exact same amount of silver as a US half dollar started. So it's the same size and weight. But it's a neat design. I like Balboas. I have a few of them. I have one that's worn. It's older than this one too, but I quite like that one. Anyway, been on them for a while. Oh yeah, it's telling me this 54 penny video is about to go live. But anybody that's watching will get to see it before it goes live. It's a 54D, good mint luster on it. It's not a real expensive coin, but quite like it anyway. And this holder, I think it was made for stamps, because I ain't seen coins in a square holder like this with a square window. That's different. But this made a video for it, and it's going live in a half hour. You get to see it sooner. But anyway, the mystery has been solved. My gold-plated silver bar has been found, tucked away in the safe underneath a little hinge piece that has a small pocket, just big enough for this to slide under it, and maybe the thickness, I could get my finger under it. It was hard to pull out though. You know, being a safe, it doesn't only has one way into that little pocket. And the door and stuff, I mean, it's not a real big safe, so you can't stick your head in there and look around. You know, if you had like about one that's about 2 or 3 foot tall and 2 or 3 foot and a half wide or something, you have a safe like that, you could actually stick your head inside it with a light and start looking around. That one, take the shelf out, I could probably stick my head in it, but I wouldn't be able to do anything else because that's about all it would hold is a head. But the mystery's solved, and oh yeah, that reminds me. Since you're here, I don't know if, yeah, I'm sure you've seen this. I don't know if you've seen it up close. Oftentimes I'll set it on my table. It's an 1898. Well, this is almost chatter-free. Wait, pretty sure that's a Hamilton. What was a Hamilton? Anyway, this pretty low chatter on this one. Might not have been sent around too much. Cheek is all round. Very little marks. Very high grade, except for one problem. Back looks just about as good. There's your old mint. The back is pretty frosty. Whole coin is pretty frosty. Problem comes when you start looking at this toning up here. Somebody went at that with what looks like an eraser. Well, that looks like a J between the U and R. So that makes a coin that could have maybe graded mint state 64, 65, I don't know. It might even been a 66 because it's pretty damn nice. Into a coin you can't grade because it'll come back uncirculated, details cleaned at best because of those marks on them. They just left that alone. This might have been one you could grade, and if it graded mint state 65 or 66, it's one of those ones that would grade. It'd be worth it to grade it. Hello, Bob. How you doing? Anyway, this thing, since you're new to the chat here, new to the stream, this got lost in my safe. It slipped underneath there's a little thing that holds the inside hinge piece, and it slid underneath that. And I couldn't find it. I looked through my safe, and it was gone. I was like, where is it? I didn't know ain't nobody been in the safe because I'm the only person that's ever opened it since I got it. But it got tucked in there, and I couldn't find it. So I'm like, uh-oh, this thing's gone with the wind. But turns out it was in the safe all along. Just got slipped underneath the hinge. Yeah. In terms of Morgan dollars, this is probably the nicest looking one on the surface of the coin because it's got good luster, cartwheels, little toning on it. They left it alone, not cleaned it, or tried to clean it. Bars are your thing. Okay. Have you seen this? This is the American, the Beautiful. Apparently, from what I understand, the coin dealer, Bernie, he's on South 7th, told me when I took it to him to have it tested to make sure, it's actually silver because he put it on a Sigma and it came back 3.9 silver like it's supposed to. Because you can't really ping test these because a bar doesn't ping like a coin. But apparently they made one for every state at least because it's America the Beautiful and there's 50 states. There should be 50 different designs, but I don't know if they gold plated all these or not, or if this was just something they did on some of them. But it's a kind of a neat looking piece. And the coin dealer I bought it from had it in a bag full of a bunch of random 1 ounce rounds. Nothing particularly special. Kind of like, not that one. Where is it? Oh, digging around through this stuff. Now I know there's a buffalo in here. I swear. Well, yeah, here we go. In a bag with stuff like this. A buffalo. And he might have even had something like this. This trade dollar proof design silver round. He had a bunch of them that kind of stuff. Generics, basically. Generics like this. In a bag for $27 and 1 bar in it, which is this. And he had the bag for a few weeks and nobody wanted to buy. Nobody wanted to buy it. I wasn't going to buy it either because bars really aren't my thing. Although our buddy from across the pond, McDonald Stacker, has a 10 ounce. I think it was a 10 ounce. Maybe it was a kilo. I can't remember. It's a bar. It looked real nice. I'm like, I gotta get one of those. Mexican. This is one of the. That's nice. 96.0. This is one of them 100 or well, 100 pesos, which means 100, I guess. Mexican coin, it's 78. Made them for 3 years, 720 silver. It says it right here, 0.720. I got 3 total of these, a couple in bags, and then one that's in a holder in one of my boxes. I'm not really sure where it is right now. I know it's around here somewhere, but let go. Then this is a Silvertown Christmas, I think. Well, it's a steam engine, but if American Silver Eagle Type 2 would have made their Eagle look a little bit like this, or more like a Walking Liberty half, I would have been way more happier than what they ended up doing. Because to me, the Type 2s, I don't like. It's okay, but the damn premiums on American Silver Eagles are so high. I only bought one 2022, and it's probably all I'm going to buy until these things come down. I'm just not up for it. Not up for buying those at that kind of price. Something I bought a few of recently. Whoops. Railroad tokens. Fair tokens. A couple of different designs in this bag. Bought a few of them lately. I don't know if any of them are really worth much. Wish I had a gold one of these. Krugerrand. There's my 10th Balboa. It's such a small little thing. It's a silver one though. Where is it? Here it is. The 79 one. So it's a 79, and this one is 78. They're both pretty much AU. And when I bought them at a pawn shop. Online, they were just a little bit less, but you'd have to pay shipping and wait for them to get here, and a credit card fee probably. So I said, you know what? It's about $1 more than what I would have been paying for it. So I'm like, yeah, railway tokens. This one is One City Fair. The St. Louis United Railways is St. Louis, 1919. Some of these don't have dates on them. Disregard the $5. I didn't actually end up paying $5 for this, I don't think. And this one also says 5, but I got it in 3, the ones in the bag here. If I remember correctly, all 5, these were $10, sorry. But here. Now, this is a 1/4 ounce Libertad. And it's a 2019. I looked them up. I think this is a 4500 mintage. Pretty low for this. And they carry a good premium usually, depending on who you buy them from. But at the time I bought this, silver is running about $24 an ounce, and he priced it for $6. Should have never been able to get it for $6, because I can't remember how much 1/4 ounce Libertads go for online, but it's a lot more than $6. Where is it? There's an older Libertad. Yeah, it might have been $5, Bob. I can't remember. But I've got some of them for less recently. Anyway, this is an 84 Libertad. It says Independency Libertad around the rim, although you can't see it in this holder very well. Maybe you can kind of make out the letters if I get the light to hit it, but it says Independency Libertad on it. And at the time I bought it, I can't remember what silver it was, but it's around the $24, $25 range. This was 27 when I bought it. Now, if you don't know, Mexico decided to make some sterling silver statues, 12 troy ounce Libertad. It's about a 4-inch tall statue of the shape there that you see, the winged Lady Liberty, whatever it's supposed to be. I think it looks more like these though than that one, but more like this. But Money Metals had them. Money Metals Exchange. Yeah, I like given the choice between getting more that look like this or getting more that look like this one. This is what I'd rather have than that one, although I still like this one. But I just like this better. It's a little bit smaller around, a little bit thicker. Now, about this 1880S. I don't know if you can tell how reflective this is. It's more when it's laying on a table, a tray of Morgan dollars, it really stands out as being different because it's, I believe, a proof-like. Proof-like. It doesn't look cleaned. It's got some scratches, but not too bad. I need to research this more because this, if it truly is a proof-like one, it might be something worth grading. But I think if I'm going to grade it, I want to take it to a coin dealer who I know sends a lot of coins in for grading all the time and kind of give me a. Oh, you mean the old Libertads? Yeah. This? That's a nice one. I do like it too. I like how the eagle eating the snake looks on these. It's a nice one. Very nice. And no, I think this is a proof like Morgan. And first time I've seen one in a coin shop lately anyway. 1895 old. It's $150. It's worn pretty bad, but they didn't make very many. So that's why it's so expensive. And if I decide to buy it, I might do the layaway option that some people do. They pay a little here and then come in and pay over time and pay for it that way. So I don't have to dump the 150 right then and there. Coin Guide's pretty loose about that. He'll work with you so he sells it anyway. And he's got a pretty good business going. Rents out space in his shop. It's a big, it used to be a supermarket. Rents out these booths for people to sell stuff in. It's like an indoor flea market. He makes the money more than anybody else does because basically he's just got the space and they pay monthly rent and he makes the money. He really makes the money. How you like the Cook Islands shipped? And where is it? It's in here. Cook Islands Bounty, 1 ounce silver. The Queen Elizabeth on it. Neat background design on it with You get a look at the background behind the queen, or the surface, and it's kind of the same here. Looks like a fishnet almost. It's kind of cool. It's a neat design. I like it quite a bit. But I saw this. It's made by Rwanda, or it's a Rwandan coin. It is the sea dove, or sea dove, nautical ounce, 1 ounce silver coin issued by Rwanda. Probably not very many were made. It says 50 on it. It's got this on the back, which is probably the shield of the country or something, the seal, something. I'm not sure. But anyway, the sea dove about it. Germany made it, and as part of the reparations for the war, World War II, they had to give it to the Soviets. The thing about it is, this is right now the largest selling ship that still gets used ever. Largest one that still sells. From the nose to the end is 385 feet. It's a pretty big sail ship. It's got at least 3, maybe 4 masts on it. It's a big ship. But with what's going on in the world right now, going there and having a ride on it would be impossible, because who wants to go into Russia right now for any reason? Not until Putin's gone. Maybe they change their government and get the hell out of the Ukraine. I saw some of the other ones. I don't know how many different designs they're going to end up making, but this was like 32 when I bought it. I saw someone trying to sell it online recently for $49. It's it's 21, so its mintage is over. I don't know what the 22 is going to be. There are only 2 kinds of ships: submarines and targets. That's right. I remember now. You used to be in the submarine corps. You're true. It's true. And targets. But anyway, I still like selling ship design coins. Go ahead and put these back in this. This one's a Greek coin. Probably showing this off a few times. Couple masts. It's a neat looking ship. I don't know if it's a famous ship or if it's just a design. Yeah. Let's see. Do I want to talk about anything else? Someone was saying that there's a die clash for this. I don't know that I have any of them, but you can kind of make out parts of this side of the coin on this side. So it's double struck or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's an error. $76, $80. I've seen those kind of prices thrown about for them. And you can find videos telling you what to look for. These definitely aren't them. But one thing I do have to say is this has got to go. This Washington design here, this has got to go. First off, it looks like his neck's bigger than it should be, like a steroid wrestler neck. And he's always faced the other direction on the quarters. The Delaware, crossing the Delaware one was fine. Looked like the old quarters. Could have just kept that, but they decided to do this stuff. I'm not very happy with this design on this side. I don't mind this part. Honor the women and stuff. I got the Sally Ride and the woman man killer plus Maya Angelou. Honor them. Sometimes they haven't been honored enough. I'm not going to delve too far into that, but Anyway, had fun. Glad I found the bar. That's mainly what I wanted to get out. So this mystery has been solved. The gold-plated bar has been found. Knew it wasn't gone, just didn't know where. I was thinking it might have got knocked off the table onto the floor somewhere, but that didn't happen. Um, I can't remember how many different nautical ounce set there's going to be of that. I think they've done them about 3 or 4, 5 years or some such. Philharmonic, quite like this. Oh, quite like it. It's a neat design. I like it. And I know they make gold ones too. That's got to be my next plan, is to get some gold. Unless it's just a 14 karat ring wedding band. It's 2.5 penny weight. And the jeweler guy said he'd probably pay $100 for it. He said it's a little bit smaller. It's like 8.5 or something. He says it's a little harder to sell those, but my fingers aren't that big around, so that's why it's only an 8.5. It's a little tight. I don't even know if it would go on my hand, but that's toxic to put it back on because it's bad luck. But anyway, 2.5 penny weight, which is about nearly 4 grams, I think. And I got a half gram. I think it's not in this, but oh yeah, these are sterling silver. Guy said the Hamilton Mint made them. They all about the Constitution and stuff. And there's a 1 gram, I think it's a gram, silver bar in here. It's a Buffalo one. Anyway, when I bought this, the guy had a guy in there trying to sell his gold chain. He wanted $400, but it was only enough to be worth $300. That's what he offered him, which is probably a lot better than the pawn shops would have offered him. He was mad. He demanded $400. He left mad because he didn't get any money. And then I bought that from the guy. If you're trying to sell your gold or silver to a guy who makes an offer and you demand a lot more than what he offered and get angry about it, it's not going to do you any good. In fact, it's just burning a bridge. What you do is you just tell him, well, I can't sell it for that price. Thanks for the offer. And go somewhere else or think about it. And maybe when you do go somewhere else and they don't offer you any more or offer you less, you might want to go back and take that deal. Because when you're selling, you don't get to dictate the price to a guy like that. You want to set up a table somewhere and sell your stuff. Like if I wanted to take a table like this to a vendor event and hold a bunch of silver and sell it to people, I could put whatever price on it I want, and then they could buy it or not buy it. But if you go to sell your stuff to a guy who's going to resell it, he's not going to pay you as much as what you think it's worth, because he won't make any money that way. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this. I had fun. Glad I found my bar. And we'll talk to you next time. Have a good night.